Well, happy Monday evening, everyone. Thanks so much. Welcome to our Patching Podcast. I'm Tracy Flintoff. I'm joined by Cami Bretko and Jan Rand and all sorts of people that we know and we love. And we're happy to have you here. If you are new, please thank the person who invited you because what you're going to learn tonight could very well change your life like it did my life, my husband's life, my mom's life. The list goes on and on. We don't have enough time to tell you all the people's lives that have been impacted by what we're going to share. But I hope at the end of this session, you are going to feel a little more knowledge and empowered about how to deal with sometimes scary, diagnosis or things that we just don't want to deal with. And we're going to empower you with some new information because if you can relate with any of these pictures here, the sick, the tired, the in pain, we're here with really good news because it doesn't have to last. It doesn't have to stay that way. And we are here to help you live your best life naturally. And the future of medicine is not about treating illness like has been done in our country for a long, long time. It really comes down to unlocking the body's innate ability to repair and heal itself. So, years ago, a lot of hospitals had solariums, and sunlight was medicine. And I don't know if you remember that. I remember as a little girl seeing that room, but they took it away. And
Told me
now
to start. Something went wrong. Please close the
You're
browser.
listening to it.
oh, okay, 1 minute here. Let me just do a quick.
I got it, Tracy.
Okay, very good. Anyway, the hospitals, they took away the most powerful healing mechanism they had, and that was light. Because when the body is in light, that sunlight is healing. And did you know that now they've determined that when you lack with a sunlight um, infusion in your life, it can be as deadly as smoking? That's a little shocking, but it makes sense for those of us who live in the Northwest. Some of us know shocking statistics. We've got the highest depression, suicide, breast cancer, MS. The list goes on because we're lacking light. And we're going to talk a lot more about light. But before we do, we want to share our standard medical disclaimer. We are not medical professionals. We are not going to diagnose or treat. The advice we give you is really for informational purposes only. If you are dealing with something, we want you to work with your medical professionals. What we're talking about tonight is a wellness product. That's how it's classified with the FDA. And we have a website, harmonypatching.com. That's just a resource tool for you. We go a little quick on this, trying to make this short and sweet. But if you want to really get more information, dig in. There's lots of great websites, testimonials, videos on harmonypatching.com. And the central issue over the years is a decline of stem cells. And that is why this company, LifeWave, has spent 10 years of researching stem cells. Because as we age, we produce fewer of those incredible, powerful stem cells because they're responsible for repairing, regenerating, and preventing. So when you're age 30, you've already lost half of them. I had no idea 30. I thought that was young, but no, by cellular health, over the hill. But when we are 60 or over, we have less than 10% left. And that's why we start to experience some decline. And the energy isn't what it used to be. We recover slower. We have more wrinkles, hair loss. Our sleep goes down. Our memory and cognition is maybe not what it used to be. And maybe our waistline expands a little bit. And a lot of us experience increased inflammation. But if you don't let age change you, what about changing the way you age? And so, what we're talking about tonight is a groundbreaking use of phototherapy. And these are the cells that are called your body's powerhouse because they're responsible for everything. How good you feel in the morning, your energy, your focus, your performance, your sleep, your skin. And practitioners all around the globe have been using light as a healing modality for thousands of years. If you go back in Grecian and Roman times, light was central in their medicinal arsenal. But these are all synthetic versions using light to make change in the body. There's a big word, photobiomodulation. That's light making change. But what we're going to talk about is going to a whole nother level, and it is leveling up with technology. We have improved technology in the way we watch TV and change the channel, right? Improved technology in the way we talk on the phone. We now have technology for the body, and it's wearable, and it helps the body to elevate, activate, and regenerate. This is patented. What you're going to see tonight is not available anywhere else in the world, but from this company. And you have to get it from somebody who's in the know. But these came to be because of a very genius man here, the scientist David Schmidt. He was developing a way to help power up our U.S. Navy SEALs who push their bodies. They live on dark submarines. That's part of that clue for tonight. Dark contrasted to light. You're going to see why light is so important. And he was successful in doing that for them. They ended up in the hands of a lot of celebrity athletes, people you probably know as household names, Serena and Venus Williams. Tom Brady could have never played NFL football so late in his career without these purely magical, I call them miracle maker patches. Um, Michael Phelps, he was really the first one to wear them. And when he won all those medals in Beijing, he was wearing these patches. They allowed him to outperform all of his competition because of what it does for the cells, the mitochondria, the energy powerhouse of the cell. And in 2019, history was really made in a very significant way for health because X39 is a very powerful patch, the flagship of this company. It allows the body's own master repair cells to come back. And that's never been possible. Before this company, you had to go get an injection of those stem cells into your knees, and it's painful, it's expensive, it doesn't always work. But here's what this beautiful thing is it is a nice, round, band aid looking thing, and it activates your body's own peptides, bringing back the repair cells. And we're going to watch a video in a moment that will go into a lot more detail on that. But I just wanted to show you what is it we're even talking about. And the benefits are numerous. And what people notice is increased strength. They start noticing muscles coming back they didn't know that they could ever get back. They start seeing hair coming back, wounds, scars, even bruises start repairing quickly. Mental clarity is taken to a whole nother level. I sure loved it when I got my brain back when I was in my season of life called menopause, and that was terrible. It robbed my brain. I thought I had Alzheimer's, but these brought it back really quickly for me. Improved sleep. I started dreaming again. Hadn't done that in years. But you can see the list here of all the many things. But the most important thing is safe, effortless, non-invasive. It's non-transdermal. That's very different than a nicotine patch or an estrogen patch where things are entering the bloodstream in the body. There's no side effects. And again, these were developed for the US Navy SEALs, like I said, about 20 years ago. But we have a short little video. I'm going to let you take a listen. Hang on, little problem with that video.
The energy of life itself. Since the beginning of time, light has sustained us, fueled our growth, and shaped the world. Even Einstein recognized that everything we are is made of light. But what if we could harness the light within us, not just to live, but to renew, restore, and rejuvenate? As time goes on, we begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Energy fades, sleep declines, and healing takes longer. The reason? Our stem cells, the building blocks of renewal, become less effective over time. Since 2004, LifeWave has been delivering groundbreaking technology to help the body do what it was designed to do, only better. Introducing LifeWave X39, the first product in the world that activates stem cells using our body's own light. Backed by clinical research, multiple patents, and over 10 years of stem cell research, LifeWave's founder, David Schmidt, achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science, that others, despite years of research and billions in funding, could not. The result, a revolutionary wearable light technology that unlocks the power of activating our own stem cells with a single, safe, affordable, non-transdermal patch that puts you back in control of how you look, feel, and perform. Here's how it works. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light. When an X39 patch is applied to any point on the body, our infrared light is reflected back into the tissue, sending a signal to the brain, activating a powerful peptide, GHK copper peptide, known to activate our stem cells. These younger, more effective stem cells then go to work, enhancing energy, relieving pain, improving sleep, accelerating recovery, and promoting healthier hair and skin. Unlike drugs or chemicals, X39 works naturally, awakening your body's ability to heal and thrive. Whether you want to boost energy for your busy life, recover faster, or simply feel your best, X39 supports your body's natural renewal process, helping you live long, live well, and live young. No matter your age or stage in life, your body is capable of more than you realize. It's time to unlock your full potential, restore your vitality, and embrace a healthier, more vibrant you. Be the light with LifeWave X39.
I never get tired of watching that. And before we go on, I do want to mention if you are a guest tonight, we'd love for you to put your name in chat. You'll be entered to win some X39 patches, as well as the person who invited you. So if you can put your name and who invited you, we'll enter both of you. Cami's doing our fancy spin the wheel. But I want to share with you a section of our website, harmonypatching.com. This has a lot of science. This is 90 clinical trials that are done all around the world by independent labs, over 100 patents, and age reversal with GHK copper peptide. And GHK, powerful. This is the website, and if you come over to the science tab, there'll be drop down so you can access that information. So one of the things that the X39 does, and they confirmed it in a clinical trial, is it regenerates and reduces the age of the cardiovascular system. So participants wore the X39 patch for 6 weeks, and what they experienced was a reduction in age of 8 weeks. That's pretty profound. So for every day you wear the patch, the cardiovascular system is operating about a day and a third younger. So that is how we can change the trajectory of our health and diagnosis we're dealing with. It's the body doing this. And I always like to stress the patch is simply a signaling device. So it's really no different than that remote control communication with your TV, telling your TV to change channels, right? That's what the patch is doing. It's communicating through light to the body to help it do what it did when it was younger. Isn't that cool? I mean, who ever heard of this? I just never get tired of telling that story. But they also did a study on brain health. And I told you when I went through menopause, my brain came back very quickly because of this. And this is exactly what happened for me. I had a lot of heat and swelling, and that's represented here in session 1. This is her baseline before she's ever had a patch touch her body. Orange and red is not good. That's inflammation, that's heat, that's swelling in the body, in the brain, and that puts pressure on blood flow. Slower the blood flow in the brain, the more cause of decline because junk, impurities, toxins can settle in, and it just creates a lot of problems with the way the brain functions. So, session 2, this is a 77-year-old woman, and she has now worn that X39 for 3 weeks. And look at that brain. It's no longer a hot brain on fire. The firemen have come and cooled it down. Those firemen being those stem cell repairs cells, right? So, session 3, that's the conclusion. This was just a 6-week study. This is now a perfectly balanced brain. And so this lady is experiencing decreased brain inflammation. Her cognition is radically improved with better memory and focus. And a lot of that is that GHK copper peptide helping to support cell and nerve regeneration in her brain. Here's the beautiful thing. It's not limited to the brain, though. That blood flows out of the brain into the rest of the body, right? Those same repair cells are going to the next crisis, the next fire. Think of these little cells that are traveling around to fix as the little handyman fixers for inside your body. And before this patch, we never had this opportunity to heal, and repair the body like this is doing. And what we're talking about is very different than anti-aging. Anti-aging would be Grandpa Dude here stopping in his tracks. He wouldn't age further, but he'd stay where he was, Grandpa Dude. We're talking light years ahead of that with age reversal because Grandpa Dude becomes Hot Dude. This is not photoshopped, and that's his natural hair color that came back. Powerful. And this lady here goes from looking like grandma to granddaughter. Really rapid fire time, right? 1 year. I mean, sign me up for that all day long. But we're not just talking about beautification of things we can see on the outside. We are talking about root cause repair of things on the inside. So spine pain, whether that be bulging discs, a degenerative spinal cord, those indentations on that spinal cord, where the vertebrae start touching, that's that bone on bone, that pain. That's not fun, but the bulging disc is down there between C7 and T1. You can see that black thing pushing in. That's not supposed to be there. Naughty, naughty. Let's fix that. And look at the image on the right. All fixed up. No more bulging discs. It's all regenerated. No injections, no meds, just light and peptides in the body to do what it was designed to do, heal itself. Curvature of the spine over here on the right. This is a month later. You can see a straightening. Again, Mother Nature at its finest. But you'd be amazed. And we have hundreds of these pictures of skin and hair and varicose veins getting padded back up with the collagen that used to be there because we bring back collagen and hyaluronic acid. That's why you see the tightening here of the turkey neck and hairs growing back and hormonal cystic acne in the bottom picture here regenerates. Pretty powerful. But you can see all the pictures here are the before and after. These people were not living their best life. Would you agree? These two ladies over here on the left, they looked a little bummed out. Maybe they're not so happy, but look at the joy. Because it's not just about pretty skin and hair, it's how you feel, how your body functions, how you remember. And maybe it's a return of some joy that some of us have left over the years. Skin conditions, even the hardest ones to address, autoimmune, they can repair. If you want to reshape your body and drop a few pounds, there's combinations of patches for that too. But what we're talking about here is rapid repair. These two people are dealing with fast-growing cells. And look at this, August 26th to September 2nd. I mean, that's remarkable. Look at how the eye is opened up because the inflammation has been pulled out the way the body was designed to. And this fellow over here, I think he had about 15 surgeries, or was it 15 surgeries over 20 years? Anyway, a lot of bad stuff done on his skin because it just wouldn't heal. It kept coming out, popping up here, popping up there like whack-a-mole. And this has finally stopped it in its tracks. But what we're talking about tonight is light as a medicine practice. This particular doctor down in Florida has changed his entire practice. He's now able to treat people right through his computer all around the world. He can address what they're dealing with, recommend a few patches, put in an order in a computer, and they get sent to that country in their language, in their currency. And he gets to go on a journey with a whole lot more people than he used to, seeing people in and out of an old brick and mortar office. So it's just advancement in technology. We see it everywhere, all around the place these days, right? That we're just doing that for the body. The nicest thing for me is it doesn't just have to be for me. My 13-year-old little Cocker Spaniel girl here, she's acting more and more like a puppy all the time. She just gets younger, stronger, better. This is my friend's dog, Brutus. He went blind from diabetes. I didn't know that when I told her, hey, Terry, don't throw away your used patches. Put him on Brutus because his arthritis, I know is going to get better. He's going to thank you. And lo and behold, look at this. His eyes got better too. He regained his eyesight. He started acting like a puppy, and they started throwing the stick for him. That was pretty cool. But whether you have a racehorse or a bird or a cat, They will thank you if you put a patch on their body. I'm going to turn it over to Cami now, and she can tell you how you can get your hands on these little miracle makers.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking at these Miracle Makers 30 in an envelope, and that's a month supply. You just wear one patch a day of the X39. And $149 seems like a steal of a deal to me because of what they do. But of course, we want to help you get wholesale pricing, and the wholesale pricing for the X39 is $99. We'll explain how to get that in just a second. This is pretty amazing. I had somebody describe it. What doesn't the patch do? That's kind of pretty much the question. So to get wholesale pricing, what you do is just purchase a wholesale pack. And we can totally help you customize that, or the person who invited you to this call would help you customize this pack. So you make sure that you get the patches that you want to address your wellness. So a core pack, for example, would be great for one person. An advanced pack would be great for two couple in the same household. And then advanced plus and premium, if you have a really big family or you have a practice, massage therapy or chiropractic care, or a practice where you have clients who are into their health and wellness, this would be something to consider. So what we do is we help you customize this pack, and then because you're getting what we call support packs at the lowest price, we make sure that you get 1 month of that X39 in your wholesale pack. And I like to help people kind of preload their wholesale pack with the the support packs that we think they're going to need for a couple of months. And then next month, you would just order one pack of X39 to keep those repair cells activated for $99.95. So then you've got a couple months supply. Here's an example of how we could fill out that 4 pack. So we've talked about the X39. You know what that is. The Eon patch is one of our favorites. And that one helps your body dial down inflammation. I think of it like those repair cells, we all have them, but as we age, like Tracey said, we have fewer and fewer of them. And then, have you guys seen those bug zappers, those lights that are like you plug them in? And I think of those repair cells like those bugs that are drawn to the light, and those cells are drawn to the fire of the inflammation, and they get burned out in the inflammation, and very few of them actually get to repair. So we dial down inflammation naturally with Eon, then that sends more of those cells to repair the problem. Alavita is amazing for your brain, for your sleep, and for boosting your own collagen and cartilage. Your skin will thank you. So that's one way you could fill out the core pack. Another way is to replace that Alavita with Ice Wave. Ice Wave is a 2 patch system for pain. And oh my goodness, when you find the right spot of those 2 patches, I love it. It's like payment for me to see somebody's relief after being in pain. When you find the right spot of those patches, it's pretty amazing. And guess what? Right now, Lifeway just came out with this offer. If this week, you can buy 2 X39 and get a free X49 from today through February 22nd. Now, we're offering this at wholesale or retail. So you need to talk to the person who invited you to this call to figure out how to become a wholesale brand partner. But it is $149.95 value to get that free pack. It's pretty amazing. Celergize Morning. Oh my goodness, somebody referred to this as Superman juice. It is a powder that you would mix into water, and it truly opens up your cells with complete hydration. And it also has amino acids, it has electrolytes, has a little bit of vitamins in it, and this wonderful sea buckthorn fruit extract. Sea buckthorn fruit is a well-known superfood in the Far East. Everybody knows that is a magical fruit that helps your body release its own stem cells. So we're pretty excited that that is part of our mix that we get to power up with every day. And in the evening, we get to power down with Celergize Evening. This has L-theanine and magnesium and all kinds of wonderful things to help your body dial down and get that deep restorative sleep. So it's pretty amazing. Light infused water is coming soon. These amazing machines got rolled out, and a few people have them. Tracey is one of the wonderful people who have these patches or have these this water, and it is magical. It goes through the machine and gets filtered twice to get all of the impurities out of it, and then infused with a frequency of light that is nothing short of miraculous. It absolutely talks to your cells from the inside out, telling them to do what they are supposed to do. Pretty amazing. And every week we are here. And so we invite you to come back, bring your guests. Every Mondays and Tuesdays, we're here sharing about the patches. On Tuesdays, we go a little bit longer and we do a deep dive. And Tracey's preparing something for us for tomorrow. And you don't want to miss it. So this is great. I learned a ton every time just coming back to these patch casts, learning about the patches because I think of it like a slow burn. You've got it, it's such a so simple, it's almost too simple to grasp. So keep coming back, bring your friends and go to Marcy's call at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's a great call to invite your friends on the East Coast to, or in another time zone that that works better for them. So come to those patchcasts and get more information. Bring your guests, bring them back. You don't have to be the expert. Let us explain it, and you can say, "See, I was telling you how amazing these things are." So, due to the FDA, LifeWave doesn't advertise in the greater in the wild. So this is something that we are obligated to share person to person or on calls like this. And imagine, I mean, if as a somebody in professional sports using something that gives them the edge over their competitors, they're not going to be very well known about it. They're not going to share much about it. So it's up to us to share this amazing thing with other people. So, and
Good job. And we actually have a testimonial tonight. We've got Denise who's going to share her story. So, Denise, would you want to come on and tell everybody what were you dealing with and what patches have you used and what have you experienced?
Absolutely. I would say about 10 months ago, I started to notice or develop a lesion under my right eyelid, kind of in just on in fact, right close to the eye. Well, I thought it was a stye, so I got a hold of my doctor through my chart, asked for some medicine for a stye because I diagnosed myself. I have a stye. And so, yeah, sure enough, they sent the medicine. I picked it up, put it on, did exactly what I was supposed to do, but it didn't go away. Well, because of circumstances that was going on in our lives, we had a loss in the family. So it slipped my mind. Even though I always saw the lesion on my eye, I knew it was going to go away. But 10 months later, it didn't. So I was using heat compresses and everything that I'm supposed to do. I was doing all the right things. I went to my dermatologist and he said, "Oh, that appears to be and he mouthed off a big medical term for what that lesion could be. Oh, well, I'm getting are we still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Oh, Oh, okay. So I he said it looks like, and he named a medical name. He says you're going to have to go to the specialist in Puyallup. He will cut it out, and he does eyes all day long. Denise, don't worry about it. He's professional. He's really good. But when I left there, I'm thinking, but that's my eye. It's scary. So I went to a sponsor that I know, and he gave me 5 patches. And these 5 patches I was supposed to send to my cousin up in Alaska because she has a lot going on in her body. And I need a testimony. I've heard testimonies, but I need an actual family member testimony. But he said, well, let's put one on you. I thought, okay, let's do it. And he put it on me. And the next day, lo and behold, the lesion was about half the size. So I wore it the 12 hours, took it off, put it on again 12 hours, took it off after the 12 hours. The next day, 2 days, gone. Completely, 100% gone. So I real quick got on the phone, got a hold of my dermatologist, made an appointment because I wanted to share this wealth, this knowledge, this beauty, this non-invasive, medical blessing that I just received. So I go in there and I sit down and he says, "Oh, you had it cut out." And I said, "Nope. I wore a patch called X39." And from that point on, of course, I couldn't stop talking about it and how long I had it. And, um, just the miracle of that's the only thing that I did differently. That was it. I didn't expect it. I really didn't expect anything like that, a miracle like that to happen. Especially, because the fear of getting my eye cut was just, not something I really wanted to do. But I thought I would have to. No, I'm good. I'm healed. I'm fine. And I think I'm making a believer and a knowledgeable believer now out of my dermatologist. So he really wants to pursue it and, get online and start looking. So, and I was hoping I can get a hold of him to come to this meeting because Tracy, you did a beautiful job. I mean,
Oh, well, thank
it was
you.
wonderful. And I wish you would have heard this. So, but yeah, that's my story. That's my testimony. I wanted to see,
Ah,
I wanted somebody in the family, but it ended up being me. And there's
oh,
no
well,
better testimony than yourself.
that is fantastic, Denise. Isn't that
Yes.
fun when things just
Oh,
miraculously resolve themselves? I had one
that's
of
it.
those shock, I call it shock and awe. I had 2 bunions on my feet. I grew up as an ice skater and a skier and had horrible bunions. They ruined all my shoes. I was always embarrassed to buy shoes. I had these terrible triangles that protruded out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had it surgically removed on my right foot, swore I'd never do it again. And then about 9 months into me wearing these patches. So I don't know when it happened because when you do cellular root cause repair, there's no neon sign, right? There's nothing waving a red flag telling you what's happening. It's the
Right.
body doing what it's designed to do. But my friend called to ask me if my miracle patches would help her bunion because they wanted to do that horrible surgery. And I said, "Bunion? Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Um, I don't have bunion pain on my left foot anymore now that I think about it." And I looked down and I took off my shoe and the bunion's entirely gone.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
had one of, not as visible where yours was, but
Right.
boy, to skip a surgery around the eye, gosh, what is that worth?
Oh,
That's so great.
yes, yes. I'm
Oh,
I'm I'm such a believer now. I mean, I want to go gung ho with this because
yeah.
given the gift of life and the gift of regenerating your cells to somebody, there's no better gift that you can give anybody. Just want to
It is
shower.
a gift too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I know that's
Yeah,
how Cami and Jan and I, we look at this. That's why we share. Like, we can't not share. I have a hard
right.
time. If
Yeah,
someone's struggling, if I were them, I'd want to know. So
yeah.
I just always think,
I got to call that surgeon and cancel that appointment. I mean, there is
yay!
nothing better than that. And that was February 25th. So
Oh,
I'm happy.
that's a fun call to make, huh? I know my mom had to call
Yes.
and cancel her bone-on-bone knee replacement a few years ago because of these patches too, and that was a celebration. So yeah,
Wow.
very
Awesome to
cool.
hear. Okay. Well, thanks for
Yeah,
having me
thank
on this.
you. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing,
Yeah.
Denise. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And we always are looking for people to share their testimony. So if ever someone would like to share, we love having you. And that's how we learn. Cami said The FDA doesn't allow this to be advertised conventionally. So that's why we're here tonight. We're here
Yeah.
to educate you. It's,
The,
it's kind of
the
our underground healing community.
Yeah, the amazing thing is, I didn't tell this patch it was my eye. I didn't, it just knew where to go, what to
It
heal, and
knows.
it knows. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
It is
yep,
amazing, for
yeah,
sure, for sure. Well,
yes.
thank you so much. So
You are
I'm
so
wondering,
welcome.
do we have any questions tonight? Would anyone like to ask a
Yes, I would like
question?
to ask something.
Oh, please.
Okay, so how do you distinguish this patches Lifeway with other patches that might be on the market?
Yeah, well, there's no other patch out there that does what this one does because this is non-transdermal. That means nothing goes into the bloodstream or the body. That means this is safe for anybody dealing with anything. We don't care what medications you're on, what your family history is. This is light. So this is no different than you going out in the sunshine, and spending a few minutes, preferably the morning hours before those harmful UV rays are out midday that do damage to skin, right? But this is very safe light and it's natural light that your body emits. Have you ever seen anybody out in the forest on a crime drama show and they have night vision goggles on and you see that heat register around that person or the animal out there in the forest? That's the light that this patch is reflecting back. So think of this patch like a little mirror. So it just is reflecting back and it turns back on. I mean, instant. This goes to work instantly, bringing back to life those dormant stem cells. So it's pretty amazing and powerful. And I've never seen anything like it in my life. And we have a lot of doctors in our organization that, they've been writing prescriptions all their life. They've been recommending surgeries all their life. And now they get to change it up and let the body do what it was designed to do. So does that help explain that for you?
Yes,
Um,
thank you.
okay, good. Yeah. Any other questions?
One about pets, if you don't mind.
Please.
I know that you were putting it on your dog, I think you said. How do you get through to the skin? Do you have to? I mean, they've got one of my son's dogs has very thick, wiry hair. Do I need to get
Well,
directly
I'm
under
going
the
to
skin?
let our resident expert pet guru, she is wearing a new crown after what she did for her kitty Panda. Panda shouldn't be here. Panda was on his way out, and I'm going to let Cami take it from here.
Okay. All right.
Oh goodness. I don't think I'm a resident expert, but I definitely helped bring my my baby cat back to life. She's not a baby, she's 6. But uh the short answer is the patch works both ways, sticky side to the skin or shiny side towards the skin. So I take my patches off of myself and then I will stick them to the inside of my cat's collar. So infrared light that's what we're reflecting back at each other, or back at ourselves with the patch. Infrared light goes 3 inches deep.
Oh,
So it goes through the fur. So
wonderful.
you don't have to worry too much about it. Now, with animals, you got to be a little bit creative sometimes. Um, Panda is the name of my cat. When she was healthy, she freaked out and would not allow the frequency was almost too much for her. Um, she's very sensitive. She would freak out if I put the patches on her. So I cut a sleeve off of a t-shirt and cut some holes in it for her arms, and I slid the arm of the shirt on her like it was her own t-shirt. And I put patches on the inside of that sleeve
Ooh,
and let her wear that so it was comfortable for her. um, she was in no mood to take them off, but I also didn't want her to ingest them either. So you'd be surprised that, and the light water from the LifeWave X2O machine, and patches really truly brought my cat back to life. Um,
Okay.
her tongue was necrotic and she wasn't doing well at all. And she we were able to keep her alive with that light water in a syringe and then get some baby kitten formula in her. And 6 days later, you would have never known that she was
Wow.
almost dead. So,
Beautiful, beautiful story. Okay. It doesn't matter what side of the patch, sticky side or
mm-mm,
the other side. Okay. Got
mhm.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
pleasure.
and some Cami brings up a good point about putting that on the t-shirt. So some kiddos um need these for emotional support, if they might be on the spectrum. And some moms will put them underneath of their pillowcase. So the child
Mhm.
doesn't even know that they're having that frequency treatment while they're sleeping. It just, the body gets what it needs and the body turns off when it has what it needs. So there's no risk. It's pretty amazing.
Okay.
Now, for my doggie, I put them on her pet bed. So every night I throw away the previous nights, and then I just put my used patches from the day on her bed, and it's really regenerated her a lot. We're back to mountain climbing with her. I mean, literally, we hike. I mean, but we're going up a mountain. Not many 13-year-old little dogs like her are sprinting up the mountain, but we have to hold her back because she's like
Wow.
she was at age 5 or 6. Her strength is back. It's pretty
So
amazing. So,
they don't have to sleep directly on them, just as long as it's on that pet bed,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
filtering through.
Just,
Okay.
yeah, a few inches within the body range. I even heard of one woman whose husband needed these so badly, but he would not consider wearing them. And because they slept so close together in the bed, her own patches worked on him too. He didn't even
Wow.
have them on his body.
Wow.
But that's what frequency does. But you think of light, light is very penetrating, right?
Yeah.
It's the central control force of our planet. So if you think if our planet got stuck in dark, what would happen? Everything would perish, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we wear these patches 12 hours on and 12 hours off. You don't want to stay in the dark all the time and you don't want to stay in the light all the time. So 12 hours on is like daylight to your body interior. And then 12 hours off is that rest period, giving it a rest. So yeah, it's pretty great.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Any other questions before we sign off tonight? All righty. Well, we thank you for coming. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to do, Cami will do the intro. I'm going to do a deep dive. So after we answer a few questions, I'll do about 20 minutes and we're going to talk about hormone balancing for men and women. Why is that important? A lot of us ladies, we know we need hormone balancing. It's paramount. It's equally paramount for our men. And
Mhm.
when they don't have enough testosterone, we start to see things like prostate issues and fast growing cells. And we're going to talk about what patches do that and how and why. And more powerful than any hormone therapy replacement you can get out there because it's your body doing your own and it's through the brain. So I'm going to explain that tomorrow night in our deep dive. And we hope you'll come back and join us. So 6 o'clock, we do our 30-minute intro, and then it'll be followed up by the deep dive topic. So, all right, everybody, if there's no further questions, we're going to say good night. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time
Yes.
out of your night.
See you
Have a good
tomorrow.
one.
Good night.
Okay,
Thank
see you
you. Good
tomorrow. Thanks,
night.
everyone. Good night.